You're locked in with me, BB Davis for BB Love Sports, where sports and gaming is the exquisite fusion. Lock it in to week 3 of 18 NFL final scores. So now, were you obliterated or were you not obliterated? Well, for me, for week 3, I was not obliterated. No more playing around really for wild card picks. So lock it in. New York Giants faced off with the 49ers. 49ers are in headlines with everybody saying they are going back to the Super Bowl. Listen, it is too early to call that. But hey, if that's your clutch predictions or you want to run with it, do so. But I cannot defend that at all. But they did win against the Giants, 30-12. The Giants are going to have to figure out what's happening. Is there something upstairs? Is it the locker room? Is there not much communication going on? What is going on? Do they have a conspiracy plan to say we're going to suck so we can get coaches gone or what? But 49ers would take it 30-12. Chargers and Vikings. Close game here, but not close enough. Vikings would take it 28-24. No. Oh, my. Oh, no. No. Chargers would take it 28-24. Texans and Jaguars 37-17. Jaguars would fall to the Texans. I was clutched in my picks. I wasn't obliterated. 37-17. My God, I'm getting tight-tongued. I need my coffee. Okay, I need my Cafe Bustelo. All right, so here we go. Titans and Browns. Browns been talking that talk. Social media team has been off the works. Okay, ever since the Bengals tried to run their mouth, calling them elves, and they've been on a winning streak, 27-3. Colts and Ravens. Ravens would fall, even with all of their clutchness. But hey, it was a good game though. Went into final overtime. Colts would hold on 22-19. And that was one of my wild card picks right there. So I was like, oh my gosh, look at my wild card pick coming through. All right, Panthers and Seahawks. Seahawks 37 over the Panthers 27. I know some people are side-eyeing your quarterback coming up off that NFL draft pick. But hey, let them settle into some things. I know you all's like, I don't want to hear it. But we have 18 weeks, okay, in the NFL regular season, okay? So, with that said, week 3, things can get turned around. All right. Keep it locked here for more vibes. All right, so we have the Cowboys and the Cardinals. The Cowboys would fall. Cardinals 28-16. Eagles play tonight at 7:15 p.m. They face off with the Buccaneers. This is going to be really, really interesting. Baker Mayfield for the Buccaneers, and then you got Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. This should be easy work for the Eagles, but we'll see what happens. It could be an upset for the favor. It could be the Buccaneers. You know, I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers girl. I don't like the quarterback pick. I don't care how good we're doing. I don't like the QB pick, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens tonight. So here's who else fell. The Falcons. After winning against my Packers, they fall to the Lions. 26. Keep an eye on the Lions. But the Packers will come back. Not another L this weekend. Even though it was 1 point, we'll take it. Jordan Love looked good out there. It's a love error, everybody. 18-17. The Saints will fall. And go, Pack, go. We'll go. Broncos and the Dolphins. Listen. When I saw the score, I thought somebody was punking. Now, you know, you haven't seen no score look like this, but there have been a lot of yapping coming from the Broncos camp. Head coach running his mouth, and they already was lackluster before he got there, leaving the Saints. So then the Dolphins was putting on a clinic. This was a dagger. This was a demolishing. This was check the score, 70-20. When have we seen a score ramp up like that? And then the Dolphins are saying, we really could ramp it up even more, but we're going to do sportsmanlike conduct. And they just didn't. Took a knee or whatever. And they could have broke history even more so. When I glanced at this game and the final score, I was like, okay, everybody's having a good fun day. But nah, it was real. We'll talk about it. Bills and Commanders. Commanders will fall to the Bills. The Bills are still trying to hold in there so they can get on back up in there for their own Super Bowl vibrations. And that score will be 37-3. Patriots and Jets. Patriots will win 15-10. Bears and Chiefs. The Chiefs had a lot of hoopla with Taylor Swift. I think it's overdone. Let's get back to sports. I mean, you can see others covering that Kelsey and Taylor Swift, this whole thing going on. But for the hardcore sport channels and social media to go on like Your Entertainment Tonight or something like that, people are over it. I mean, what is going on? We get it, but it's overkill. It really is. Y'all dragging it out. Chiefs will win it though, 41-10 to the Bears. Steelers and Raider Nation. Steelers looking good. Terrible Towers. They will win over the Raiders, 23-18. We also have another game tonight, and that's at 8:15. That's going to be the Rams and the Bengals. Can the Bengals get that win over the Rams? We shall see. And we'll be talking about those standings. Keep it locked. All right, so here we go. Denver Broncos. They're 0-3. Miami Dolphins are 3-0. Again, that score, no punk. 70-20. Okay. Tua. Quarterback, Dolphins, 309 yards and 4 TDs. He really could have ramped it up some more, the whole Dolphins squad, but they did not. Russell Wilson. You can't put this on Russell all the way on this one, though. 306 yards, 1 touchdown, that 1 interception. Daggers. Okay, then you had Devon Achane. If I mess it up, I'm sorry, bro. 203 yards, 2 TDs for the Dolphins, and Javonte Williams, 11 carries, 42 yards, and rushings for the Broncos. And receiving yards, you had Cohen Sutton, 8 in receiving, 91 yards, and 1 touchdown for the Broncos. And Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins, 9 in receiving, 157 yards, 1 touchdown. So here's how this went down. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 54-yard pass from Tua, 0-7. Touchdown, Devon Achane, 8-yard run. Jason Sanders kick, bringing it 0-14. Then, first quarter, there was a touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 12-yard pass from Russell Wilson. Will Lutz kick, bringing it 7-14. They get on the boards. Second quarter, touchdown, Devon from Tua, 4-yard pass, bringing it 21-7. Field goal, they'll take it. Broncos bringing it up, 21-10. Touchdown, Miami, Raheem Mostert, 20-yard run, bringing the score 28-10. Touchdown again, Miami, Raheem Mostert, 3-yard run, bringing the score up 35-10. Holding Denver at 10. Field goal, finally, Will Lutz. They got it, bringing the score from 10 now, 13-35. Third quarter, touchdown, Raheem Mostert. 1-yard run right on into the end zone, 42-13. Miami is up. Touchdown again, another dagger into the third quarter, 49-13. Fourth quarter, just daggering. Another touchdown. Devon Achane from Tua, 56-13. Go home. Not yet, though. Even though there was another touchdown for Miami. Robbie Chosen, 68-yard pass. And they took Tua out. This was coming from Mike White. Tua was like, let me go sit down. He sat down after 56-13. Mike White said, let me get some. 68-yard, bringing Miami 63-13. Then touchdown, Marvin Mims Jr. Broncos back on it, so they bring it up to 20. It's 20-63 game. And then the touchdown, Devon, 67-yard run, bringing the final score 70-20. Here are those stats: total yards 363 for the Broncos, 726, just running them down. The Dolphins, passing yards 376 for Dolphins, 294 for the Broncos. Rushing yards 350 for the Dolphins, 69 for the Broncos. Yards per play 10.2 for the Dolphins and 6.2 for the Broncos. First downs, 30 for the Dolphins, 16 for the Broncos. 5 punts for the Broncos, 1 for Miami. Penalties, 7 of 46 for the Broncos and 6 of 55 for the Dolphins. Fumbles, 2 fumbles, daggers for the Broncos, none for the Dolphins, and 1 interception thrown, daggers, none for Miami. Time possession of the ball, 26 minutes, 39 seconds for the Broncos and 33 minutes and 21 seconds for Miami. This was held at Hard Rock Stadium in Florida. Listen, I know this was hard to watch. Coach was pissed off for the Broncos coming in, Sean Payton. And if you thought that there was going to be some pink slips or some Broncos slips coming for somebody, head coach Sean Payton has already said nobody's getting fired, even with a 50-point loss to the Dolphins. Nobody. And do I think that's a good call? Of course. Of course. So now let's go on over there to the Dolphins. Lock it in. All right. So one good thing that I can say, you can put your head down in the sand or you can keep it pushing. When you have a team that just put 70 points up on you, I mean, hey, come on out there and face the music. And that's exactly what's happening. Head coach Sean Payton for the Denver Broncos, you know, he's just responding. He was just like, we got to get that work in. We've got to have a good plan in place for the team we're playing. And we got to be able to take the coaching and ourselves as coaches. Say, hey, where did we fail? Where did we not do good enough job at? And these things have to happen quickly. He also went on to say, though, even though with their 0-0, week 1, week 2, and this dismal week 3, that, you know, he's not talking to anybody about firings. You know what I'm saying? And if it is going to be some fake slips, he's not going to be talking about that with nobody at no podium or on no sound box right now. You'll hear about it when you hear about it. I do think that they could turn things around. But, you know, you can read a lot into just a statement. Let's go back to that. We've got to be able to take the coaching and then ourselves as coaches. Hey, where did we fail? Where did we not do a good enough job? So let's take that first part. We've got to be able to take the coaching. Is somebody trying not to listen to the coaches? Is somebody trying to one-up the coaches and do it their way and not the coach way? And then when he said, and then ourselves as coaches, we got to say, hey, where did we fail? What are we not doing a good job of? A lot of times when you're talking about Bronco slips, pink slips, firings, you could have some changes up in the coaching staff. I don't see at any point are we going to see, even though someone would like to see Russell Wilson as quarterback be fired, but I don't see that happening right now. I believe, and everybody knows, despite all of this right here, that Sean Payton is a really good coach. And so you just have to see with him coming in his first year, things that may have been so learned and embedded has to be unlearned and unbedded, and we'll just have to see what happens. But guess what? They're going to have a chance to see what's up because they play the Bills. That's coming up, and the Bills are trying to get back into the lineage up of the Super Bowl. So we have to see what happens. We have a lot on the line with a lot of these teams here, but yeah, Broncos was looking real wild. I thought that with Miami and the head coach and the team, they let everybody else do the yip yapping, and that they just maintain the poise, and you just have to see what happens in the next lineup. All right, we switch gears. We're going to be talking about the Packers and the New Orleans Saints. Both of them are holding steady at 2-1. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. Leaders, Jordan Love, 259 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. It's okay. It's okay. Coming into his own. That's in passing yards. And rushing yards, Jordan Love, 39 yards, 1 touchdown, 9 carries. And receiving, you had Romeo Doubs, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 in receiving. For the game leaders for the Saints, you had Derek Carr, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. Kendre Miller, 34 yards. Chris Olave, 104 yards. All right, so Plat strategized and bomb first was the Saints. Jamie Graham, 8-yard pass from Derek Carr. Blake Group was the kick. Then they had another touchdown. They were trying to come in and dismantle. So that was Rashid Shaheed, 76 yards. Punt return to Blake Group. Kick, bringing it 14-0. Field goal, Blake Group, 25-yard field goal, 17-0. Fourth quarter, we coming with a field goal. Okay, and we just dominated in the fourth quarter. That was a fourth quarter comeback from 17. But don't play yourselves. I mean, it was easy enough work. Don't act like this was like 50 or 40. I'll say even going near 30. We came back from a 17. And you could do that in fourth quarters. It's been done. Field goal, Green Bay, Anders Carlson, 38-yard field goal, bringing it 17-3. Then Jordan Love did a 1-yard run to Samori Toure, and they did a 2-point pass conversion, and it hit. Okay, bringing it up 17-11. Y'all know what I've been talking about ever since the season started with the two-point conversions. Practice makes perfect. So when you need it, you can have it closely perfected. All right, and then another touchdown. Green Bay Packers go pack go. Romeo Doubs 8-yard pass from Jordan Love. Anders Carlson kick, bringing it boom 18-17. A win is a win is a win. 340 total yards for Green Bay for the Saints. 252 passing yards. 245 for Green Bay Packers. 175 for those New Orleans Saints. Then you had rushing yards, 95 for Green Bay, 77 for the Saints. Yards per play, 4.8 for Green Bay and 4.2 for the Saints. First downs, we got 21 first downs for Packers, 15 for the Saints. Total plays, 60 for the Saints, 71 for the Pack. Sacks allowed, 4 for the Saints and 1 for the Pack. Punts, 7 punts for the Saints, 4 for Green Bay. Fumbles, nothing for either. Interceptions, 1 interception for Green Bay Packers. Time possession of the ball, 27 minutes, 25 seconds for the Saints, and 32 seconds and 35 minutes for Green Bay. We're feeling good about this still. We got that win, and we move on to the next. All right. The division is looking pretty stacked right here between the Lions and the Packers, okay? Packers will face off with them Falcons that dealt us the L, the Packers, on last week. Kings of the North was like, no, they're still 2-1. Everybody's up here with that 2-1. Jared Goff, though, over there for the Detroit Lions, they had 243 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Desmond Ridder for the Falcons, 201 yards. Okay, rushing, you had Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries, 80 yards for the Lions, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, 102 yards, okay, for the Lions. And then you had Kyle Pitts. He had 41 in receiving. 41 yards and 5 receiving for the Falcons. So this is how that went down. First quarter, Platt strategizing the bomb first. That was the Lions. They would get that field goal in. Riley Patterson, 37-yard field goal, 0-3, Detroit up. Second quarter field goal, answering back from the Falcons. Young Ho Koo, 48-yard field goal, bringing it tied up. 3. Touchdown, Sam Laporta, 45-yard pass from Jared Goff. Riley Patterson kick, bringing the Lions back up 10-3. We're getting up out of that. Okay, Thomas. All right, then they did a field goal. Riley Patterson, 24-yard field goal, bringing it up 13-3. Fourth quarter, another touchdown from Detroit. Jared Goff, 3-yard run. Riley Patterson kick. The score at 23. Falcons would do a field goal. Young Ho Koo, 24-yard field goal, bringing the final score 20-6. 358 yards for the Lions. 183 total yards for the Falcons. And passing, 139 for the Falcons, 243 for the Lions. And rushing, 44 for the Falcons, 115 for the Lions. First downs, 18 for the Detroit Lions. For the Atlanta Falcons, 16. Total plays, 65 for the Falcons and 64 for the Lions. Sacks allowed, 7 for the Falcons. Bad day. None for the Lions. And punts that were equally matched, 6. 1 fumble for Atlanta. 1 interception thrown from the Lions. Time possession of the ball, 27 minutes, 3 seconds for the Falcons, and 32 minutes and 57 seconds for the Lions. All right, so no need to really lose your mind. This is just week 3. And we got Monday Night Football once again. That's going to be the Eagles and the Buccaneers. We're going to see how that goes down. Okay, that game comes on at 7:15 p.m. And I'll probably do a play-by-play, but right now I'm going to rest it out, okay? And then Rams and Bengals, that comes on at 8:15. Where we talk about week 4 after these games. Thursday night matchup is going to be Conference the North. The Lions and the Packers. This should be pretty fun to watch. That's going to be at 8:15. I'm BB Davis. Keep it locked with me. More to come. We got F1 talk, a lot of tech talk, and more to come. But that's a little bit later on. So keep it locked with me. BB Davis. BB Loves Sports. Sports and gaming is the exquisite fusion.